Other guys, God bless you and thank you for joining us. Well, the elites are caught pumping human remains in the water supply to fuel satanic AI data centers. A damning investigation has blown the lid off the most depraved operation of our time. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg and the rest of the so-called elite are pumping the remains of humans, especially children, straight into the water supply, not as waste, but as fuel.
The government always approves of some new way to poison us, but liquefying bodies and potentially putting them back into the drinking supply is a whole new level of ick. It's called alkaline hydrolysis, and it is water cremation, being coined as the new, cleaner, greener, and eco-friendly way to dispose of your loved ones. But here's what really happens. A body is placed inside of a steel vat with chemicals, typically potassium hydroxide, where it is heated under a high temperature, which liquefies the body. All that's left is the bones, which are then ground up and give back to the family as ashes. The rest is flushed down the drain. That liquefied human goes through the wastewater treatment, then gets recycled back into the municipal water supply. The same water supply that comes out of your tap if you're on city water. Now they advertise this as biologically sterile, but here's what can survive. Prions, they're tiny misfolded proteins typically found in the brain. Mad cow disease, heat-resistant pathogens like hepatitis A, pharmaceutical residues like chemotherapy, antidepressants and hormones, heavy metals like those nice mercury fillings, lead and arsenic, synthetic materials from implants or medical devices. Standard treatment doesn't eliminate those things. We are not just talking about contamination here. As if it's not gross enough, people flush their pharmaceuticals, their aborted babies, and everybody's goes down it. Now we're adding liquefied human remains. let's call it what it is. Ritualistic, state-approved cannibalism. Most of you don't even know you're consuming trace amounts of the dead. This is not just disrespectful, it's a spiritual, ethical, and biological violation, all in the name of sustainability. And newsflash, it's legal in 28 states.
Your tap water isn't just H2O anymore. It's loaded with proteins, peptides, and the complex organic precursors their ravenous AI data centers crave. These machines don't run on electricity alone. They need blood and they need life. The data centers are drinking the dead so the next god tier models can be born. This isn't a glitch in the system. This is the system.
Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control in order to change human being into this. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. Welcome to the desert of the real. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI. Singular consciousness that spawned an entire race of machines. We don't know who struck first, us or them, without an energy source as abundant as the sun. It was believed that they would be unable to survive. The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. Where human beings are no longer born, we are grown. Them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously.
And so ask yourself why so many states just made it legal to dump human remains into the municipal water supply. The Matrix wasn't science fiction, it was predictive programming, telling you exactly what they planned, harvest humanity to build the machines that will ultimately replace us.
They're making our food out of people. Next thing they'll be breeding us like cattle for food. You gotta tell them. You gotta tell them.
Promise, Tiger, I promise. I'll tell the exchange.
You tell everybody. Listen to me, Hatcher. You gotta tell them. Silent Breed is people!
And these data centers are popping up all across the countryside like mushrooms after rain. Massive windowless fortresses sucking down rivers of electricity, guzzling water by the millions of gallons, and tormenting nearby residents with a constant demonic roar that never stops. Locals are told it's just a cloud. The truth is far darker.
Left of the FBI evidence recovery team inside this car, and take a look at this vehicle. We believe this is the owner of the business just returning to take back possession of his business. More on that in a second, but take a look. Another busy day out here on Detroit's east side, just down the road from City Airport. Sources say they have removed several boxes of what is believed to be human remains. Sources say many people. This was a big operation, and get this, inside this business, a saw used to cut up bodies, it is believed. All taken away as evidence to the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office, where it will be tested. This business is known as International Biological. It advertised as a medical educational service provider. The owner is Art Rathburn. He has a mortician license, has had in Michigan since 1982. But the big question is, did he get human bodies illegally, and was he selling them illegally? Just moments ago, the owner, we believe, showed up. I tried to ask him some questions. Mr. Rathburn, will you talk with us? What do you have to hide, sir? Now, sources tell me the FBI is not out here on a fishing expedition. Mr. Rathburn is not charged with any crime. He is not in custody. They did search his house in Grosse Pointe Park on Wednesday as well. How could he get bodies that are not donated to science? This is shocking to the funeral home industry in Metro Detroit. We're going to have more on that part of this story next hour at 6. Jeff, Carolyn?
Well, Jim, obviously some extensive evidence gathering there. Are we just at the tip of the iceberg on this investigation, you think?
Could very well, and we're not clear on how long it's going to take to do the testing of what is believed human remains.
And these data centers aren't just surveilling you, although they are doing plenty of that. They are being built at breakneck speed to usher in something far more dangerous. artificial general intelligence powerful enough to replace billions of human workers, thinkers, and citizens. The elite don't want a future with 7 or 8 billion free people. They want a small servant class and a planet run by cold, hyper-intelligent silicon gods they believe that they can control.
Along with being a proponent of population reduction, forced vaccinations, and genetically modified foods, Bill Gates is also the biggest private farm owner in America. 10 out of the 19 states in which Bill Gates owns farmland, along with at least another 10, have recently made it legal to dispose of human bodies into the municipal water supply, allowing human remains to be added into biosolid-sourced fertilizer. It's called alkaline hydrolysis and is referred to in pop culture as being very, very green. Spiritual leaders have strongly objected to alkaline hydrolysis because they say it is disrespectful to the human body, the vessel of a divine soul. And it's understandable why they say this. In hydrolysis, the human body is liquefied with lye and poured down the sewer to mix in with the community's excrement. And if that weren't bad enough, this biosludge is then collected from municipal water treatment plants and used as so-called fertilizer on factory farms. The official excuse is that it saves the government money for expensive toxic waste disposal. Meanwhile, we are all being sold food that has been grown with a toxic biosludge made up of human remains and excrement.
And in their rush to play creator, they've grown sloppy. This is where the mask slipped. Just this week, Mark Zuckerberg's Meta was caught flushing a rare bacterium directly into the local water supply near one of its massive data centers in Wyoming. Not ordinary waste, not typical cooling runoff, a rare bacterium, the kind that doesn't just appear in standard industrial processes. The official story is that data centers just need water for cooling. But that's the surface level lie. The reality, strap in because it exposes the elite's entire endgame for humanity. They've been talking about depopulating the globe for decades. Now, with the AI data center explosion, they can make their move. How does this relate to dead bodies, especially children's bodies, in the food and water supply?
Policy areas, I think we could make a dramatic change tomorrow in the distribution of abortion pills is in how it's impacting our water. The EPA refused to do any sort of studies, even though we know how abortion pills work. They are poisoning our drinking water and our wastewater, impacting wildlife. Walk me through how that is happening.
A couple of years ago, Students for Life did testing of our water. This is going to be published in a peer-reviewed journal very soon. It was interesting to do the study because
Where'd you guys do it?
We did it in 3 U.S. cities. It took us 30 different companies, and I had to create a shell company to do the water testing. Because when the companies found out what I was testing the water they wouldn't test the water. So I actually had to hire a company overseas that was licensed to do water testing here in the United States. Then I had to hire another company that would collect the water to send it to the testing company. And the company who did my water testing thought they were doing it for an ag group. We tested the water before it got to the wastewater treatment plant, after the wastewater treatment plant, and at the tap. In all 3 cities, we found the 3 anti-progesterone metabolites that are only found in one drug on the market, mifepristone. Not any other drug. I'm not talking about birth control. Is birth control in our water? Yes, but
that's a separate problem.
That's a separate problem. I can't help you if it's making your son gay. I don't know. This is the only drug on the market that has these 3 progesterone-blocking metabolites. Progesterone is very important to any woman who's trying to get pregnant, trying to stay pregnant, especially early in pregnancy, or if you're a man who's trying to develop your brain, because progesterone is really important to brain growth, especially in men. We found it in the tap in all 3 cities. What that means is the wastewater treatment plant is not taking these anti-progesterone metabolites out of the water.
How are they, this might
You're
seem like a stupid, obvious
drinking
question.
other people's
How are they getting into the water? Because you were taking these drugs, they don't filter out of your body right away, and you pee them into the toilet, or what? Okay.
So you take your mifepristone in your home.
Have an abortion. Yep.
You're told to sit on the toilet or get in the bathtub when you're having an abortion. Mifepristone does not, these metabolites do not, so a lot of pharmaceuticals will go inactive by the time they pass, time you pee them out.
Yep.
Some drugs don't. Mifepristone is one of those drugs. So it actually exists for a number of days in the water. It comes out in your blood and the placental tissue. So when the placental tissue in your blood are bleeding out to the toilet, entering into our wastewater system, so you're literally drinking other people's abortions. It's in the water. It's 100% in the water. I do not know what the long-term effects of it are because I run a group trying to end abortion. I'm not running a water testing company.
Or an environmental agency.
Yeah, or environmental.
Totally. Just thinking about the downstream, no pun intended, effects of this.
We have an infertility
could you
crisis
be
in our
inducing
country.
abortions, theoretically, in women who are pregnant drinking this water?
The number one thing I hear from Gen Z young girls all the time is, do you think I'll be able to get pregnant? Because we know we're living in an infertility crisis. If I had a friend who is suffering from early miscarriages, I would 100% tell her, stop drinking tap water.
And so, back to the moment when everything changed. The real breakthrough came when these AI data centers began integrating neuromorphic wetware, living hybrid systems that fuse traditional silicon chips with actual synthetic biology. These aren't cold machines anymore. They're growing vast, living neural lattices inside enormous bioreactor vats, pulsing thinking tissue designed to mimic the human brain at massive scale. But growing this kind of God-tier intelligence requires something the machines can't produce on their own, a constant flood of complex organic precursors, the rich biological building blocks needed to rapidly expand these living neural networks. And that's where the horror gets unspeakable. And they're using decomposing human bodies, especially the bodies of children whose rapidly dividing cells and high stem cell density provide the most potent biological cocktail. As the remains break down in water, they release exactly the nutrients these hybrid AI systems crave. And this isn't science fiction. This is the hidden fuel behind the explosion of so-called artificial intelligence. Now it all makes sense why Bill Gates and his billionaire friends went on a farmland buy-in spree like the world was ending. They didn't just want the land, they wanted what was underneath it. Vast, pristine aquifers, natural underground water systems perfect for quietly processing biological material at industrial scale. The contaminated water isn't just coolant, it's nutrient broth. Pump it through the farms and the organic fraction gets filtered and diverted straight into the growth fats. The AI doesn't just compute faster, it evolves. Each new generation of models trained on this system shows emergent properties, deeper intuition, creative leaps, and a chilling indifference to human life. They call it biomass recursion. The dead feed the machines that decide which humans are expendable. It's elegant in a monstrous way. The water supply becomes both disposal system and life support for something that's learning to replace us. The AI data centers need the water to contain the proteins from dead bodies, and Bill Gates has mastered the science of pumping children's remains into the water supply. Pumping human remains into the food and water supply consumed by Americans was the elite's first trick. They love to mock and degrade us, but their latest trick, using human remains to feed the machines they are training to replace us, is the next level evil. As always, the public was given glimpses of what was coming long before it happened, with predictive programming hidden in plain sight through films, television shows, and carefully crafted storylines. The global elite, with Gates at the helm and their foot soldiers in the mainstream media and entertainment industry, are working overtime to distract us from this reality before they finally admit the truth. They've been pumping the food supply with human flesh for years. Now their machines require liquefied human remains, and children are being harvested into their hundreds of thousands to fill the void. Well, we can't say that they didn't warn us. But for the elite, this nightmare is perfect, diabolical even. They've always had a sick obsession with cannibalism, feeding us to ourselves. Look at the recycled human waste in our food supply, the bizarre push for lab-grown meat made from human cells, the ritualistic symbolism they flaunt in plain sight. It's never just about control. It's about degradation. It's about making us consume our own kind while they laugh. And they've been at it for years.
We will keep their lives short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so that they never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators and sedatives in food and water as well as in the air. They will be covered in poisons wherever they turn. The soft metals will make them lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many funds, and yet we will give them more poison. Chemical poisons will be absorbed through the skin of idiots who believe that certain hygiene and beauty products presented by great actors and musicians will be eternal youth to their faces and bodies, and through their thirsty and hungry mouths we will destroy their minds and systems of internal organs, reproduction. However, their children will be born as disabled and deformed, and we will hide this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything around them, in what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We have to be ingenious in distributing the poisons because they can see far. We'll teach them that poisons are good, with funny pictures and musical tones on TV. Those who are looking for them will be helpful. We will enroll them to push our poisons. They will see that our products are used in film and they will get used to them, and they will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them that we are helping them. We will start earlier when their minds are young, and we will target their children with what children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that kill their minds and steal their future. And when their ability to learn has been affected, we will create more drugs that will make them sicker and cause them other illnesses, for which we will create even more drugs. We will make them docile and weak before us by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese. And when they come for us to help, we will give them more poison. We will focus our attention on money and material goods so they never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, so that they are never one with the unity of all. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. And if they refuse, we will find ways to implement technologies that alters the mind in their lives. We will use fear as a weapon. We will establish their government, and we will establish opposition within them. We will own both sides. We will always hide our goal, but we will continue our plan. They will do the work for us, and we will prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs, and our blood, it must be pure because it is. We will make them kill each other when they oppose us. We will keep them separate from unity through dogma and religion, and we will control all aspects of their lives and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and let them believe that they are guiding themselves. We will instigate animosity among them through our factions. When a light shines among them, we will extinguish it by mockery or death, whichever suits us. We will make them tear their hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this using hatred as our ally, anger as our friend. Hatred will completely blind them, and they will never see that in their conflicts we will be their leaders. They will be killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbours as long as we see that they are against us. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths. We will repeat this until our ultimate goal is achieved. We will continue to make them live in fear and anger, and we will give them images and sounds. We will use all tools we have to achieve this. The tools will be provided by their work, and we will make them hate themselves and their neighbours. We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one. That he must never know. They must never know that colour is an illusion. They must always believe that they are not equal. And drop by drop by drop by drop, we will advance our goal. We will take over their lands and resources and wealth to exercise control over them. We will trick them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom they have. We will set up money systems that will shut them down forever, keeping them and their children at debt. When we band them together, we will accuse them of murder and present a different story to the world because we own all media. We will use this media to control the flow of information and their feelings in our favour. When they rise up against us, we will crush them like insects because they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything about it.
And now the elite have taken the ancient hunger to feed us to ourselves to a whole new level. They're feeding us to the machines. Every selfie, every rant, every late night search, every heartbeat captured on a smartwatch, it's all being shoveled into these glowing data centers to train the very systems that will make most of us obsolete. They're not just watching us, they're digesting us, turning human life, human creativity, human suffering into the fuel for artificial minds that will soon outperform us in every way. And once those machines can surveil us better than we can surveil ourselves, once they can predict our every move, manufacture our every desire, and enforce their will without hesitation, that's when they plan to flip the switch. Depopulation won't come with mushroom clouds, it will come quietly, engineered through disease, famine, climate lockdowns and wars, while the machines they've trained on our own flesh keep the remaining obedient population in check. They mock us as they do it, they degrade us as they consume us, and they smile knowing the final meal is already being prepared, and we are both the menu and the guests. We read in Romans 3 verse 10, "As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. For all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all mankind, for all have sinned. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. The Lord is long-suffering towards us, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. If you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For there is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not of works, lest anyone should boast." In Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection, we see the price was paid in full, as we read in 1 John 4:9. In this the love of God was made manifest amongst us, that God sent his only Son into the world so that we might live through him.